we need to talk about something very important today. Something that's not commonly discussed, but which affects every parent and every child. And no, I'm not talking about some new toy or the latest fashion trend. Today's topic is much more significant. I want to discuss the harmful effects of giving our babies cereal, especially the widely promoted brand Cerelac. As someone who has dedicated years to studying the intricate connection between food and health, I've come to learn some very disturbing things about Cerelac and other similar products. What I'm about to share might shock many of you, but I believe it's crucial for every parent to know the truth so that we can make informed decisions for our children. So please listen carefully and take what I'm about to tell you to heart. In our modern world, pediatric science claims that a child should start consuming starch-based foods from the age of 6 months. Parents are often told to feed their babies packaged meals like Cerelac, fortified porridges, and instant starch powders, believing it's best for their child's growth and development. However, the truth is far from what science proclaims. Let me reveal the hidden dangers of introducing starch to our infants. Firstly, premature weaning. From the moment of birth, God intended for infants to thrive exclusively on their mother's milk. Science confirms that a baby's pancreas does not produce enough amylase, the enzyme needed to digest starch, until around 12 to 18 months of age, when starch is given to the baby before their pancreas is ready to digest it. It remains undigested, providing nourishment to bacteria and yeast instead of the baby. This can lead to gas, bloating, and an imbalance in the gut flora that can last a lifetime. Think about Neil Armstrong, the first astronaut to walk on the moon. He was not weaned onto heavy starch foods. His mother nourished him with milk for over a year before introducing simple fruits and vegetables. The same goes for Isaac Newton, the brilliant scientist who discovered gravity. He too was breastfed until nearly 2 years old, a common practice in his time. Their towering intellects remind us that natural feeding methods lead to healthier lives. Secondly, digestive corruption. When undigested starch ferments in the gut, it produces lactic acid, acetic acid, and even alcohol-like toxins. These acids corrode the lining of the intestine, setting the stage for leaky gut syndrome. A leaky gut means that undigested proteins and toxins enter the bloodstream, unnecessarily activating the immune system. The child's body then wages war against these harmless substances, diverting essential resources away from growth and towards constant low-grade inflammation. Thirdly, neuroimmunity sabotage. Science refers to the gut as the second brain due to its vast nerve network and unique microbiome. If the gut is corrupted, the signals sent to the brain are distorted. This can result in foggy memory, slow learning, mood swings, and a weakened immune system. A child raised primarily on milk and fruit-based weaning foods often display sharper intelligence and better immunity compared to those weaned onto starch-heavy cereals like Cerelac. Fourthly, moral alertness suppressed. The part of the brain where conscience, discipline, and moral decision-making occur, known as the frontal lobe, is particularly vulnerable to the effects of fermented starch toxins. When blood is loaded with these toxins, circulation to the frontal lobe is diminished, resulting in restlessness, impulsivity, a quick temper, and a decreased ability to obey. As they grow, a child's moral compass becomes weaker, making it harder for them to discern right from wrong. Fifthly, stunted intellectual strength. Instead of energy being directed towards building a strong, curious, and observant mind, it gets diverted into fighting off infections, dealing with indigestion, and combating fatigue. Children raised primarily on milk and fruit-based weaning foods often excel in memory and cognitive abilities compared to those who consume a lot of starch. Sixthly, weakened stamina. The inflammation caused by premature starch consumption weakens muscles, bones, and overall stamina. A child may appear chubby but lack endurance, get sick often, have a weak immune system, and struggle with maintaining energy levels. 7. Allergies and chronic diseases. Studies show that introducing starch too early increases the risk of asthma, eczema, autoimmune diseases, and even diabetes later in life. A child's immune system, if improperly trained in infancy, becomes hypersensitive, attacking the body instead of defending it. And finally, point 8. The appetite for God's pure food is lost. Packaged starches like Cerelac are engineered with flavor enhancers that trick the taste buds. Over time, children lose their natural craving for wholesome foods like mangoes, bananas, papaya, or avocado. Instead, they develop a taste for processed foods, starting a cycle that often leads to lifelong food addictions. My appeal to parents, brothers and sisters: do not feed your children Cerelac or any other artificial, starch-based weaning foods. The first food after mother's milk should be fruits, simple vegetables, and natural nourishment that God has provided. Do not jeopardize your child's health, mind, and soul for the sake of convenience. Raise children who are strong, sharp, and spiritually sensitive, not just in body and mind, but also in their relationship with God. May God bless you and your children abundantly. Thank you for listening.